Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network. Hi, this is Amit Doshi, and I wanted to thank each and every one of our listeners. It's been 2 years since I founded IVM, and it's been an amazing 2 years. We wanted to learn a little bit more about who is listening to our shows, and so we put together a short survey. The survey is anonymous, and we aren't going to be collecting any personal information. I would really appreciate it if you could take a couple of minutes out of your day and go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and fill it out. Thanks, and please keep listening.
By the way, Janta, don't forget to check out Keeping It Queer with Naveen. Naveen's my producer and he has his own show called Keeping It Queer. It's all about the LGBT experience. I, of course, have trouble with anything which doesn't have a vowel in it, but I'll try and say it. Legitimate. The LGBT experience, inspirational and funny. Alright, please note that the language and ideas presented on the show might not be suitable for everyone. If you're under 18, make sure your mom isn't around. If you're over 80, why is your mom around?
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Alright, we have Antara Ashra, lovely danseuse. Danseuse is a new word for a dancer because no longer do we mention gender, they get upset. Antara is going to tell us about her academy and it's all about women on Women's Month in March.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
Yeah, have a grudge against the whole multiplex culture. By the way, this is Cyrus Says. And that is if they're charging you 400 rupees per person. And if you're a family of 4, which is a few of us, 2,000 rupees for the experience, including popcorn minimum, and then another 500-600 for something to drink because popcorn makes you thirsty. You're looking at 2.5 to 3 grand every time you take your family out to watch a film which you hate. Here's my point. I don't have any problem with capitalism. Let's do this. But is it possible, if you don't like the movie and the experience, to get paid back by the Inox as you walk out? Okay, can the multiplex sort of give you money and an option saying, enjoy the film? Great, thank you very much. Didn't enjoy the film? Here's 700 rupees back. I think that's a wonderful idea. It'll keep everybody happy. Capitalism, but with a certain sense of laissez-faire, as the French wrongly said. It's called Cyrus Says.
And that's what Cyrus says.
All right, here on Cyrus Says, we've got a very interesting young lady who's come in with a big body of work. But first, Antara, before I introduce you, I have by calling you by name. Antara, you call yourself an educator?
I do come with a lot of experience from the education sector, so I guess you could call me that.
But first we have to start with the famous line from the movie Agnipath. Pura naam.
My name is Antara Ashra.
Antara Ashra.
Yes.
And we'll just get into educated in a bit, but I want to just mention, we've got your biodata. It looks like you're applying for a job. Because the opening line is, Antara, and please correct me if I'm wrong, my name is Antara Ashra and I currently run FSPA.
Yeah. No, so I was asked to just give a brief description, and I think this is the standard pitch that I write. So I guess I was just trying to maybe impress you all a little bit.
You have impressed us, and you will get the job. We have an opening in sales.
Done. Great.
Are you interested?
Yes, I'll be there.
Okay, let's start again. Antara Ashra, of course, in the studio with us. Very interesting lady who's pursuing the performing arts both as a talent and as a teacher. Yeah. So let's understand the mission here.
Yeah. So so a lot of my school, Future School of Performing Arts, comes after my learning with Teach for India, and we're basically a performing arts school, and we work towards the idea of empowering through performing arts education. So we don't look at performing arts just as a talent or a skill, but we look at it as a form and a medium of education.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, now, because there's too many words and I can't understand because, I have a 10-year-old daughter and it's the only person I talk to. So my experience is with 10 and 8-year-olds. No, I just want to, let's clarify here.
Right.
You're running a school which teaches you use the word empower, teaches you to become a teacher?
So here's the thing with performing arts, which is super interesting, right? So you have so many fields, whether it's becoming a teacher, a choreographer, performer, there's a lot of aspects.
Is politics also performing arts?
No, not
because they
yet,
do perform.
Hopefully.
It's sort of performance.
No, I hope it doesn't get there.
Think about that. I hate to interrupt you, but think about that as an option. You can have a B school, and I'm using the letter B very liberally here. You could use C, D, E, or F if you must. But political school will work as well.
I just hope it doesn't get there.
And you can add dancing in the curriculum.
Sure, actually. If that's an option, then I'm sure that'll make everything a better world, because dance does that to people.
Which we will come back to.
Yes.
So I interrupted you. You were saying basically the performing arts allows you to do.
Yeah. So the performing arts field has a lot of opportunities. It's the demand in India is massive, as you all know. I mean, look at the reality shows that are even on television. Can I interrupt you?
Yeah. We have this terrible thing in India where if you're halfway famous or known, people come to you with their story about how you can help them pursue their dreams, which is what you're doing. But I get it at airports when someone says, I want to be VJ, I want to be actor, I want to be on roadies. I hate I want to be on roadies because I've not done
Yeah.
MTV for 5 years.
I know.
And why would you want to be on roadies? Roadies is like a sense of failure the moment you're on it. I mean, your parents start divorcing each other immediately and never move out socially again.
No, I know what you mean.
So,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, the thing is, people have come to us. In a way, that's a good thing also, because it just shows that clearly there's an interest and
But
a
a lot of
demand.
ambition, no?
But I
You
mean,
feel- sorry,
we have
do you
to
feel bad?
filter.
Huh.
We have to filter. Yes.
How do you filter?
So the thing is, so for example, a lot of dance schools across, and this is with any school, there are auditions. So with any kind of performing arts, or even if it's,
But this is an audition to be a member of the school or to be
a student,
A
basically.
student, yeah.
So we work basically like a typical school,
Right.
but. What a normal school would be, say you have subjects like English or math. We
Right.
have things like contemporary dance, jazz,
in
ballet.
Maharashtra, we have to have Marathi, yeah? Compulsory.
Yeah, I know, but we unfortunately are not
Boltos
an
Marathi?
academic school yet.
Marathi
but-
boltos?
I can understand, sir. I'm not very fluent. Please
Thank
stop.
God, this podcast is only listened to by French and Russian speaking Indians. We're very
Oh,
safe.
God. No, but I mean, I can. My Hindi is very great. My Marathi is not so great. But yes, as we were saying.
That's good enough. BJP is in the center, you're safe. Do not worry. Yeah.
But yeah.
So how do you filter them?
Yeah, so we do have to have a lot of auditions. So for example, our upcoming program, which actually happens in August, is a 2-day audition. But when we filter, we're not looking.
2-day audition?
Yeah. This is standard.
like camping?
though. No. This is it's a standard procedure actually across most dance schools. The reason you have to filter is because you need to see what kind of audience you need. So, for example, you don't always want the best dancer. So, for example, we look out for much more value-driven individuals. So, how?
What does that mean?
So, somebody that we want people who are willing to really transform themselves through the process. So, for example, I could have a great dancer, but if they're not willing to understand feedback, or if they're not willing to take in the fact that they
Okay, so
need
there's
to,
some potential that you're looking at where the
Of
person
course,
will grow more rather than
absolutely.
come here as talent.
Absolutely. We want to
Oh.
kind of see the transformative journey through them. And actually, that's one of my biggest learnings through Teach
What
for
about
India as well.
really untalented ones? You know, like you see in the Indian Idol kind of shows, the singing shows,
Right.
American Idol, where the initially really untalented people who nobody's told, about their lack of talent, come and present a song.
Oh, God.
You must be having some bad dancers also.
No, I mean, see, here's the thing, right? We've kept the requirement. We kind of fortunately, we're attracting the kind of audience that we want to work with. So far, we've met some fantastic dancers, and some more experienced than the other. But the idea is that all of them have found their own sort of journey of progress, which has been
And at
fantastic.
FSPA, do you also you allow people from all backgrounds, right?
Right.
I think let's be very clear here about the program. I think I haven't done that yet.
Sure. So let me give you some background. So basically, we are a performing arts school, and currently we run a part-time program for existing professionals. So what we try and do is we try and provide subsidized programs so that it builds access for people to get further training, but also at a very high quality. Now that's part-time. In August, we actually start our full-time program, which is where the rigorous auditions kick in, and that's when we work on a full-time level. So people are training for about 6 to 8 hours a day, and actually that's still considerably less. There are some dancers who train up to 12 and 14 hours a day. So it's a very rigorous, intensive diploma program that we run, and it's a very demanding job. Being a dancer, it really is.
Okay, we'll come back
Yeah.
to dancing, but I want to
Yeah.
just understand the formula. So
Yeah.
if I am from Jabalpur, and I don't mean to say that you're
Yeah.
not rich if you're from Jabalpur, but I come from a C town or B town,
Yeah.
I come to Mumbai,
Yeah.
I have some talent.
Right.
You see that in the audition or in the process.
Right.
You subsidize me.
Yeah,
when
so
you select
actually
me?
our programs are some of the most affordable programs in the city, actually, if not in the city, even in the country. And along with our affordable programs, we also provide further scholarships. So actually, I personally have gone and tried to recruit people from low-income communities that I've worked with through Teach for India.
Low income as in Bombay Gym, CCI, those
No.
kind of clubs. No,
Not even
those
close,
guys.
not
Those guys are
even
rich.
close.
And they don't dance well. I've been to those parties
bar
and
nights.
bar nights, and every drunk Mr. Sharma trying to dance with some
But they're
18-year-old.
good fun. They're good fun.
They were good fun. We'll
But
see
yeah,
what
no,
happens.
we do recruit people from low-income communities because the demand is massive there, but the opportunities, unfortunately, are limited.
See, this whole reality show format on television has changed
Yeah.
the number, hasn't it?
It has,
And where
definitely.
everybody and their mother thinks they're great singers, dancers, comedians, actors,
Yeah.
directors, writers, the works.
Yeah, no, I mean, while it's built, what's great about that is that it's allowed you to kind of think a little, have bigger ambitions. It's built access for sure, but somewhere a little bit here and there, the quality diminishes. But at least the hunger and the demand still
the
exists.
potential is much more. The
Oh my
market
God,
is much
immense,
bigger.
immense. And you can do so much with that potential because thing is, these guys are really hungry for it. So
Right.
imagine what you can do when there's somebody really willing to put in the hours.
Is it true you taught Shamak Davar and Ganesh Acharya?
I wish I had that opportunity. I'm training with professionals myself. I'm, like you mentioned, I'm an educator. So I'm surrounded by all these talented dancers.
You're also a dancer yourself.
Yes. So I do train as well, because the thing is, I understand it. I understand dance as well as a professional, but I've never trained professionally. So I come from an athletic background, as you know.
What does that mean?
So I used to be a badminton player.
The whole family, that's
My
all
whole
they do,
family,
badminton.
yes.
You probably have a net inside the house. You'll be like, okay, who's serving first? And it's not food. It's like baddie.
Yeah, no, we do. There's a lot of badminton in my house, but I don't know why. I just realized the calling for dance came much later, but somehow my passion for it has just developed so much, and then the idea of dance and education came together.
Yeah, but I think, so what we're seeing here is, I wouldn't call it an NGO, but it's a sort of socially justified existence.
Definitely, yeah.
Which is possibly the future of companies all across the world.
I mean, I would hope, right, if they would think more impact-oriented.
If you have a soul, and exactly, if you're trying to do something, so it's almost like the ideal situation of promoting capitalism, and no, it is also, and promoting, I won't use the word socialism, but a more just society, because others can have a chance as well.
I see what you're saying. I mean, see, the thing is, we work
I'm just trying to chamcha you because I'm scared of your father. I've told you 3 times.
No, he loves you. And the thing is, we look at dance and education almost like how can we impact individuals, right? And it's not just about, say, providing scholarships. It's about how do we, provide excellence, really. So even in our vision is to empower individuals towards excellence.
Okay, what do they do next? Now, let's understand once they come. I'm trying to understand the process of this guy with less money, who's talented and who you guys feel has potential to go further.
Yeah.
So once they are chosen, what happens? What is the next step?
So let me just clarify a little bit for you. So when we say that ultimately we want to be a majority-driven like kind of scholarship facility, but obviously we're starting small. Right. So say, for example, currently we run very subsidized programs, but in the full time, out of say 40 students, we're giving about 15 scholarships. We're hoping that the number increases over time. So the idea is not only about scholarships, it's also about how do we provide quality training, but at an affordable price. And of course, within that, we also want to provide further scholarships.
So what is the price for someone like me, a super dancer, nifty on his feet? Everybody calls me for building functions.
So I'll be honest with you, actually, our primary goal is to cater to aspiring professionals and existing professionals.
So you just sacked me, you fired, unbelievable. The whole building loves me.
We have a couple of recreational classes which I think you would love, but our focus is professionals.
You're with the 10-year-olds. Go and paint while the mother dances. It's wrong.
No, truly. See, the thing is, there's so many great classes outside.
So those guys aren't serious.
Yeah, so somebody who just wants to take it up as like a hobby, but even then kind of pursue it.
So clearly the standard is not that good there.
No, not at all. In fact, our teachers who teach our professionals also teach recreational
See, there's
classes.
another small market which maybe you'll be interested in the recreational space, which is during the time when people are getting married, with the whole Sangeet culture. I'm sure they'll want to come for 6 weeks training, 4 weeks training.
Yeah, we get calls all the time for Sangeet choreography, but that's not what we do actually. That's why we function very differently.
Why you say no to this?
Because
easy
so
market, lots of money.
No, I'll be honest with you. I personally, my interest lies in the education. I'm not very good with, say, running as a studio. We run
Plus,
as a school.
Plus, there are millions of studios. You want to be unique.
Many, and there are some fantastic ones out there. Like, they're doing fabulous work.
Who's fantastic?
I could name them all, but there's so many, especially if you look in town, there are new studios coming up all the time. Bandra has so many options, Andheri. So I think there are great options.
Who's a better dancer, Saroj Khan or Shamak Dawar? And if they had a child, what would he be called?
To me, anyone that's dancing has my respect. So, and I'm not trying to be diplomatic. I truly just admire anyone that's dancing.
I have seen Nitin Gadkari, our urban minister, actually dance on stage in a function. And
really?
Yeah, he was fantastic. He was very good. Both legs.
I think everyone. I feel like a lot of people fear dancing though. Like I feel like people aren't going ahead and like taking it recreationally.
From my generation, which grew up in the 80s and 90s, there's a huge leap in terms of the metrosexual. I'm talking about males here for a second, being far less inhibited and letting. It was all about the alcohol. You drink a little bit. I remember even growing up and going for Navratri things and all that. We'd smuggle the booze in and only start dancing after a few drinks had hit you. Because as a man, you feel very uncomfortable dancing.
No, but there are people who've called us and they're always a little inhibited from saying that but I've never danced before. So that's why our recreational classes are perfect even for somebody who's never danced before. But again, like I mentioned, we have very few of those. Our focus is primarily for professionals. But we're never afraid to say, what, we recommend you go to this other place. We're very open to recommending other studios.
So that's very nice. It's like when the school rejects you and says, okay, you can't come to my school, but we've got this nice municipal school in Matunga which will give you a great education and your child will accomplish not much in life, but as long as they're not alcoholics at the end of the day, all happy.
No. I mean, we're definitely not rejecting. In fact, we feel bad sometimes that we're not catering to everybody, but that there's a limited
I'm just kidding.
amount.
You don't have to justify
No,
yourself.
I know.
All right, we have to take a quick break. Then we'll come back and talk
Sure.
about how you reach where you are and what the future plans are as well.
Awesome.
But just quickly, how much
Yeah.
will it cost a person who is not subsidized?
Right.
And how
So,
long is the course?
Yeah, so currently our part-time program that we have is actually just 25,000 rupees for 12 months.
Oh, it's a whole year.
It's a whole year, but that too, they get over 100 hours of training a month,
And
which
it's,
is a lot.
and it's fitness. You don't do anything else.
No, so this is for professionals. So they're coming in and training
Oh,
from
so
like
these
a
are the
10 a.m.
ones
to
that you
2 p.m.
choose.
Okay, so it works differently. The part-time program is for existing professionals.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're a professional dancer and they're just looking for additional training, they can come to us. But the full-time program, which is where the auditions are, that program is 1.2 lakhs for the non-scholarship, which is actually still very affordable.
But these guys are the top of the cream of the dancing.
No, so these are the aspiring dancers, right? Who want to get there,
Okay.
who want to either become choreographers or teachers and so on, but they need training for that.
So for them, it's an investment because this is their career
yes,
and future.
absolutely. It's almost like doing like a college. Like
It's
is
like
going
giving
to
money
college.
under the table to become a doctor, which I did, but they returned it. They said, why don't you let him become a nurse? He seems more into that capacity.
No.
I like to hug people, and that's more nursing. Doctors like to give you a bill, so it's just a different thing altogether.
Oh God, no.
Andra, if I talk too much, raise your hand and I'll stop. But don't raise your hand and hit me, just raise your hand. Okay, we're taking a quick break. When we come back, we'll trace your journey, talk about badminton as well.
Yeah, sure,
This is part of the DNA
definitely.
in the Ashra family. When we come back, Andra.
Who's ahead in the league and what's cooking off the pitch? We at TFG bring all that you need to know about Indian football. Discussions, debate, banter, in-depth analysis with a touch of fun and fandom. This is the TFG Indian Football Podcast and we're a daily show. So check us out on YouTube and various other podcasting apps like iTunes, Audioboom, SoundCloud, etc.
Yes, back here on Cyrus Says. Sorry to interrupt the flow. Our producer has just walked in halfway through the program. Naveen, thank you so much. And he's a comedian.
Oh, great.
Yeah. But the thing is, he's a real comedian. They work at night.
Oh.
I'm a fake comedian. I work in the morning. So my market is much smaller for some reason. Yeah, I should do like hospital visits. You know, hey, Prakash is about to die, but one joke. 2 men in a bar. Sir, that's why I'm here. I was in a bar too long. Oh, terrible. Andra, we have to talk about you.
Yes.
Andra Ashra is with us. She's an educator. I love this name.
Great,
Educator.
yeah. It sounds
it
fancy.
sounds very refined also.
It does.
No, because it's not one of those shallow professions. You know, bankers sound shallow at the end of the day. You're an educator. It's like you're helping society.
But there's a lot of pressure, I guess, with that. I mean, with any job,
But that's
I guess.
after 30 years when you look back and see that you only helped 2 kids. You know, when your aim was for 40 million, then I
Oh
understand.
God, I hope that doesn't happen for
3,
me.
4, aim low. Do what I say.
No.
Aim low. And not just in the urinal.
Right.
Talking to men. Andra, I'll just talk about how you got into this.
Yeah.
I know your dad.
Yeah.
You know your brother also.
Yes.
And your dad was a very competitive level doubles specialist in badminton,
Yeah.
played nationals, won titles. And he's very into the whole badminton society in India. And
Yeah.
he's always involved in competitions and all that. So you grew up in this baddie culture.
Definitely.
What a word to use.
Yeah, it is. I
Yeah.
did. I really did. I mean, I played badminton pretty much on a sort of competitive level, but seriously up until the age of like 14, 15. But then sort of that drive went away. But the thing is, the discipline that badminton has taught me has stayed on, and I see that so much in performing arts
Okay,
as
just
well.
to prove to our listeners that you're the real thing and you know your baddie, I'm going to ask you some baddie questions.
Oh my God,
Name
okay.
5 Chinese baddie
Oh, no.
players who are playing presently.
Oh my God, I don't watch it anymore, but...
It's okay. There's nobody alive who can.
Can
Not even the Chinese know, except for Lin Dan.
Can I just name any players that I currently
Yeah, please.
know?
Yeah.
So there's Lee Chung Wei, there's
course. Lin Dan.
obviously Lin Dan, there's Saina Nehwal, there's
Yeah.
Sindhu,
Who's
who's
better,
killing it
Sindhu
now.
or Saina?
Oh, of course. How can you compare the two?
What do
I
you think?
mean, how can you compare the two?
Because of her body of work before.
No, I mean, both have such an amazing
No, but head
trajectory
to head
and
they've been
progress.
avoiding.
I mean,
we had one in this PBL or whatever it's called.
I'm
the
not
league.
the thing is, I didn't end up watching that because I ended up working
But it's like
during
one
the-
game or it's a shorter format. I'm saying, honestly, tell me, right now it'll be a great game between Sindhu and Saina.
It'd be
So
such an
Saina's
entertaining
recovered and
game.
come back,
Yeah,
won
I
a
mean,
Malaysian Open.
I think to watch two champions like that play it's not just entertaining. You learn so much watching them play. I mean,
Do
it's
you
fantastic.
feel, since you push for women at work in a sense, being an educator and all that, do you feel that sometimes baddie is the one sport perhaps in India, and maybe because of Sania tennis, where the females eclipse the males? In terms of popularity, in terms of stature? Because Saina and now Sindhu are far
Right.
better known than, say, a Kashyap, who's
But,
also done pretty well.
I mean, see, the thing is, right, it also depends on just I mean, you're looking at the tournaments recently, the performances recently. I think they're all equally performing well. I actually never thought of it that way.
No, I was just thinking, if you talk to the layman, now we all like baddies, so we're a little different, and we, follow the game a little bit. But what about the layman? They will have an idea of Saina and Sindhu. They will probably really struggle with an Indian male badminton player post Syed Modi.
I find that very hard to believe, though, because I feel like they're all progressing so much. And in fact, I feel...
Is that one of the questions you ask at the academy?
What?
When they come in? Can you name 3 female players who play badminton?
Actually, no,
nationally?
not at all. We don't even ask for who's your inspiration or anything like that.
I love those questions. I live for those questions.
I hate
I like
those
to do them
questions.
orally, loudly.
No, because the thing is, sometimes you don't, you might hear an answer which might make you cringe a little bit, and you don't want to hear that. You just want to see what they're bringing on in the studio, what they're bringing on in terms of their values and them as a person. That's what I need to see.
Not to sound, very vain, but I had to write a letter for Lee Strasberg for an acting studio in 94.
Right.
And they asked questions like, because you're coming all the way from India, so they have to write it and send it. And they asked, who do you look up to? And I said my watchman Vijay. And I got in. So I don't think people read.
Why not,
I think
right?
people actually read it.
No, but I think everybody has somebody that they look up to. In fact, a lot of dancers have certain kind of, this is the kind of body that I want to, that I can compare myself to. And when I mean body, I mean the movement language and the way they move and so on.
Now, speaking of bodies, let's get back to you.
Yes.
You played baddie and all this. So where did the dance bug happen?
So I sort of just, had an interest for dance a couple of years ago, took a couple of random classes, but it was actually during Teach for India where I saw the idea of performing arts, dance and education come together, because I worked a lot with my kids in terms of like drama, theatre, dance. And the thing is, the minute you included that into your curriculum, there was a sudden impact. Like suddenly grades went up, or suddenly...
I've been saying this from 1971 when we beat Pakistan at war. We need to allow all this stuff in school more and less studies. Studies are very boring. And what do people do with the studies?
No, but the thing is, you can kind of make academics more interesting through performing arts. And that's what my co-fellow and I tried. And
so,
it
for
was
example,
fantastic.
how will you promote Einstein's theory of relativity through dance?
First of all, I would...
You have 2 relative figures dancing. One is much better, one is worse. Here's relativity. This is really bad dancer. This is a good dancer.
No, but I'll give you another example.
Please do.
Actually. So we actually did a play with our students called Final Solutions, and Mahesh Latani,
of course.
and it was a fantastic hit. And the thing was,
nothing like race riots and communal riots to get my pulse racing.
No, but the thing was,
it's a good comedy for all. Huh.
No, but it was, while it was a heavy play for these kids, but through acting, they managed to learn an entire kind of context.
How do you choose such a touchy subject in a time we live in?
That was my co-fellow is this very talented theatre artist, so she chose it, but I was more
What's
on the
her name?
production lines of it. Her name is Nalika. Hi, Nalika.
Hi, Nalika.
But yeah, the thing is, what I saw in Teach for India was the impact of, in fact, in Teach for India, they also did a massive musical called Maya. And
that's my daughter's name. Hi, Maya.
Maya. But yeah, the impact of Maya was also that's what kind of left me thinking I need to bring this together. But my interest was more towards the older kids. So on a vocational level. So
This would sound very creepy if it came from a man.
Oh God.
I gotta tell you.
Oh my God.
Thank God I didn't say it.
You get what I mean.
Michael Jackson's last words. I was into the older kids.
No, but I think you get what I mean. Because the thing was, I met a lot of kids in the communities, and I'm talking about like post-school, post-10th, where some of them weren't going to college and they would self-learn dance and try to find odd jobs. So how can we cater to that population where they can get a training so that they can go with that training and actually get jobs that are much more sustainable for them? So that's when the idea of kind of dance and education.
How many males? What is the ratio here? How many males take the vocation seriously? Are looking for vocational guidance through you and career?
No, actually, it's a fairly mixed.
50-50?
Yeah. There are so many girls.
How many males who like females?
Oh God.
Well, dance is a different deal, mate. I've been around the theatre block myself. Yeah, I had the share of the ladies because there was no one interested. No, I'm kidding.
No, but yeah, we've got honestly, the demand is just, it's so much more than we even know.
But is it also one negative thing, not you, but just generally speaking, is also a fake dream that we see. I won't give the example of Roadies, arguably the greatest television ever. We have this fake idea in middle class India that, I can be the next big thing in this form or that form because of television's a series which has a short appeal and actually doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
But
So
people think you're not going to become Mukesh Ambani just by turning up and being in one of these shows.
So the thing is, I do believe that you can really transform bodies through dance and actually see somebody excel. And I do believe that ambition is important. Of course, sometimes it's kind of a naive place where you're like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. But if you're not willing to put in the hours, it's not going to happen. And especially in a career like dance, I'm talking about hours and hours of physical physically moving.
Sounds
You got
painful.
bruises on your body. It is painful,
What
but
are
they
your
love
bruises?
it. So
You're allowed to
sometimes
hit
you
the
do a
other
lot of
dancer.
floor.
Give me
No.
more space. It's Mumbai. There's no space to dance.
You should come one day. We'll make you do some floor work.
Listen, I
and
did
you'll end
Jhalak
up
Dikla
having,
Ja.
like,
Jhalak Dikla Ja, my friend. 4 rounds I survived.
That's
And the
fantastic.
training was the worst I've ever experienced in my life because you do one line at a time.
Yeah,
It's so boring.
choreography is tough.
It's
It
the
is.
most boring thing.
Especially when you're performing.
Even
yeah.
a song you like, they kill it for you. The marginal utility of the product because it's 1 line 10 times. Then it's 2 lines 10 times,
Yeah.
and again 1 line 10 times. I mean, what
I
the
know
hell?
what you mean. Our current students are dancing on Shape of You by Ed Sheeran, which is such a hit, and now everyone's sick of it
Of
because
course,
like, we've heard
because
it
you're
so
cutting
much.
the songs down to one line.
Yeah, but no, but then when you see them moving, you're thinking, damn, it looks so good. You want to keep doing it again and
I
again.
had a nice Konkani folk song which was redone as a Pyar Ka Signal with Remo Fernandez, which is a very catchy tune. Signal, Pyar Ka Signal. And at the end of it, if I hear it now, classical conditioning, I start urinating and sweating and all that because I can't bear it. The idea of one step.
It's overplayed.
It's
Yeah.
overplayed and they kill the art form a little bit
Yeah.
because they make you work so hard.
But can I tell you something? That's another area of discipline that dancers need to have because it's choreography can go on for hours and they need to sit there listening to the director or the choreographer.
And not get bored.
And not be attentive, kind of not, your body can't
So do you
cool
do
down.
electric shock treatment? How do you keep them involved?
They just have to stay warm through the whole process.
Or they hug each other?
No, they have to just make sure
Welcome
that
to
they don't
Shawmucks.
cool down. Yeah, but that discipline is very, very important, which dancers
Have you unearthed
definitely
any
need.
gems? Are there any people who have become famous?
So we're only a year old, so
Okay.
we've not had any very famous dancers yet, but I hope to get there
When
someday.
you come back in a couple of years.
I hope so,
Okay.
yeah.
Before we wind up, just tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about you're expanding now. You're going to go into scale.
Yeah, so basically, the thing is actually more than scale, we look at deeper impact. So right now, our full-time program, we're only looking to have a cohort of 40 students, but 40 students that we can really transform and build very strong alumni who are not only getting impacted through dance, but actually leading a career where they can further
Do
impact.
they come back and help?
Actually, so that's the goal. That's the idea where if they're not coming back to FSP in the future, wherever they are, I just hope that they are as informed as possible because this industry can be very unexperienced sometimes. So I feel like there are people teaching, but they only have about a couple of years experience. But this is one of those jobs where you need to be training for years. So how can you continue that education for yourself is something we really hope for our
2-3
students.
questions. Are you allowed
Yeah.
to hit the students?
No, of course not. They're not kids. We're all adults here, and of course, in general,
so
you're
obviously
never
you're
allowed to hit
kids,
students.
but not adults.
No,
That's a bit
you
mean.
never.
You must have seen the play Epic. I wanted to hit all of them at the end of it. Yeah. But I can't bear kids on stage. I want to ask you about that.
That is tough.
Shouldn't we
It
have
is
a role?
tough.
We should not allow it. I think.
No, of course. Like I told you, when we worked with our kids, it was so tough to, even if you have a dance sequence, some of them are so, to get them coordinated, right?
Yeah.
But, and just, they get hyper sometimes. But you find systems where you can kind of engage them to make sure that they're getting involved. For teachers who teach kids, at least in Teach for India, we had this joke where if you don't have a plan for your kids, they have a plan for you. So we always need to go and prepare.
Otherwise, the joke.
That was
fine.
the joke.
I
think the teachers would
you
get
set it
this.
up. Never in
the
comedy. The rule
teachers
number
would
one:
get-
never set up the joke because you got nowhere to go after that.
No, but the
always
teachers
apologize
would
that there
get
was no
this.
joke, and then maybe they'll give a little
the
laugh.
teachers will get this. For sure they will
You
get
think?
this. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Before we wrap up, Andra, talk about yourself for 5 minutes. Sometimes
Yes.
we've not learned anything about you beyond dance
Yeah.
and badminton.
Sure. So my name is Antara.
Okay, this is not a questionnaire. Just be nice.
No, I'm very nice.
Yeah.
And I'm from Bombay, and I was, I went to UWC for my school in Toronto.
That's
And-
Toronto, okay.
No, so
just
UWC
quickly tell us
was
that's
school.
the World College.
So
No.
United World College was in Singapore. I went there when I was in grade 8 to 12.
That's supposed to be a fantastic
It is.
experience.
Oh my God, it was
My
life-changing.
present school principal for my kids in BIS is from there.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, Dr. Vakil. Have you heard of him?
I am not sure. He must have
He's a lovely
graduated.
man. He's mentioned that he wants all the kids to stop mugging and learning by heart, which I've been screaming about. We should have him on the
Just
show.
like applicated learning,
Yeah,
basically.
experiences.
That's what it should be
Because
always.
I think
Yeah.
we formalize the whole concept. I don't know if you do it in dance, but you formalize the whole concept and people just get
Yeah.
frozen with fear.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, no, but that's what UWC taught me. UWC was all about kind of educating again for impact. How can
Right.
you do something impacting something?
Right.
So then I went to college in Toronto.
No
and
dancing in all this time.
Nothing. No dancing,
But
actually.
you were sporty and all that. So
Yeah. So fitness and anything related to sport was very natural for me. But then when I came to Teach for India over the 2 years of my fellowship, I taught 3rd and 4th graders in a government school. That's
Where?
when in Lal Bagh. Yeah. So
For
we have
those who
schools
don't
all
know
over.
Mumbai, Lalbagh is in the center of Mumbai somewhere. And if you, during Ganpati Visarjan, if you're there, you will
amazing.
never be
mess.
seen again. You will never be seen again.
No, but yeah, I mean, those were two fantastic life-changing years as well, and that's what kind of led me to building FSPA. And FSPA, of course, in the middle, I started dancing recreationally, just as a hobby.
How good are you?
I feel like I can understand it like a professional, but I still need to get my body to move like one a little more. But fitness-wise, I'm there, but dance takes so much out of your body. And actually, believe it or not, it's more mentally challenging.
But can a
than
person with less rhythm,
physically.
you know? You see so many people at parties
Yeah,
who
my
just...
father is one of them.
Exactly. So can you get him? Can you get your dad?
Honestly, if you train intensively in dance, I really believe it can transform
But isn't there a
anyone.
natural, rhythm like,
You do. Can I tell you something? More than rhythm in your body, you need to understand music. The musicality. There are some people who don't catch
Music
beats.
what?
Musicality.
Oh, musicality. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's something that doesn't come naturally to people as well, and that's when it gets difficult. Because if you don't hear certain beats, you don't know how to move and when to move. But I do believe that it's one of those things where you need to do it over time. You can't just do 3 classes and think, "Arey, kuch nahi ho raha hai," and then you need to do it over time to see kind of you changing.
Okay.
Yeah.
14, 15 hours a day, huh?
So no, professionals end up dancing that long. Yeah, absolutely. They're either teaching or they're training, performing. So our program will go on for about 8 hours of the day, 6 to 8 hours of the day.
Okay, final question before we go into our Ask Me Anything section,
Yes.
which is the end of the show.
Okay.
Final question, and this is very important for people like myself. Is there parking outside your
Oh
academy?
my God. Okay, so there is parking outside on the streets. We don't
this
have
is like-
parking
this is
on
like
the
an India
complex.
thing.
It is. I don't know. And
Find your way.
I don't blame you. I think when I find parking, I feel like it's like finding gold, honestly.
I asked this question if I'm going to the passport office. I'm like, I don't want my passport if you're not going to give me parking. It's just too painful. This country is just going crazy.
I know what you mean, but
We need to have a separate state just for parking. You park your car and you come back and do your thing. But it's pointless
No,
otherwise.
parking is, no. We get asked that question a lot, but fortunately we're in such a commercial area. We're right near BKC and Kalina, so...
Okay, give us the website. How can we get in touch if somebody's
Definitely.
listening and wants to be a dancer?
Definitely. So on Facebook, we're Future School of Performing Arts. On Instagram, we're FSPA and Studio. And we recently launched our website, which is just fspa.co.in.
All right, I'll be taking 10% if you join in, thanks to this link. But stay where you are, Antara. Coming up is the Ask Me Anything section, where we'll put you on the spot and ask you silly questions.
Great.
It can't be any better or worse than this. It's quite relaxed.
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
All right, Antara Ashra is an educator, by the way. Amit Doshi who's just joined us. Do you know what an educator is? Do you know what aviator is?
Aviator.
It's just close to that.
Is it?
Yeah, but aviator basically is
A
a
is
person who can
close to
fly
G.
and teach flying.
Right.
She teaches some sort of vocational thing so that you
Okay.
enable the person to enable themselves. All right.
Actually, yeah, that's actually very well put.
Enable the person to
Three
enable themselves.
generations of lawyers. We can lie out of anything.
Okay.
Amit, ask me anything
Ask
is
you
our
anything?
question here.
All right,
and
cool.
Go ahead.
So this question we got is from Abhinav. The Akhil Bharati Vidyarthi Parishad, the
ABVP.
And
Andhra is a card-carrying member of the party when she's in Delhi. But,
of the ABVP?
Yes.
Really?
Some
Okay.
say the youth wing of the BJP or more the RSS BJP. Yeah.
Okay, so the police and the the ABVP and the police beat up students and faculty at Ramjas College, Delhi
Correct.
University.
Last week, when-
This is clearly not the first time they've created a nuisance in the university. What do you think is behind their frustration? Abhinav.
Yeah, but this student, Andhra, don't worry about this. I realize that even though you're wearing orange and a card-carrying member,
I'm wearing green just to be clear.
green, you be very careful.
Like dark
Andhra.
green. Oh, that's even
What the hell are you saying?
It's just a regular forest green.
You said don't get sarcasm, but you go to the other end now. We're treason. This is treason. Okay, no. So here I'll just quickly tell you for those who are not interested.
Right.
I think student politics in Delhi, in the north especially, is on another level.
It's very
Whenever I've
violent, isn't
interviewed
it?
people and gone to campuses, there's always a strong political element.
Yeah.
And either you're with the ABVP, which is a slightly militant and right wing. Let's face it. Let's
Right,
not
yeah,
hold
it
back.
is, yeah.
Right wing organization, or you're with the left wing organization, which is also
Which
right
is-
wing now.
yeah,
because
which is
they're very
also-
aggressive.
yeah, they are
So
too,
you have
yeah.
to join these two fronts: the left liberal, so-called, but angry, and the right not liberal and angry, and
Yeah.
the two angry parties who
Yeah, so
clash.
either the right wing reactionary or the
So it
left
all
wing
depends
revolutionary.
on who's charawing who and who has the numbers and who has the slightly more aggressive leaders at the point.
Yeah.
But there's no hope for this unless we as Indians, I think, and I'm going to sound like a Miss India or a Nelson Mandela
Right.
or a child of both, when Indian students generally understand that debate and discourse is different from violence and anger and,
Yeah.
Right.
and emotion. I just think as Indians, we need to just reel in the emotion a little bit and the violence and debate and discuss it to death. Akbar,
Exactly.
our
Talk.
finest king, bar none, who gave up religion and everything else towards the end of his career.
Right.
A very liberal man came up with this whole concept of having religious people discourse, and he loved it because at one point the ex-religion guy was getting beaten up in terms of oral argument, of course, by why a religious man and vice versa. But just the idea of human beings having discourse and debates and arguing, and that's why Arnab is special.
That's what we do,
That's why
right?
Arnab is special.
No, I mean, that is why Arnab is special,
Yeah.
true. But again, that's the idea, right? I mean, like the whole reason why we started this podcasting thing is so that people can talk about different things, debate
Correct.
different things,
So Antara,
have
speak freely
discussions
here.
about different things.
No, I mean,
ABVP Vice President, tell us about do you get a car and driver?
no, I mean,
Would you teach dance to ABVP students who coming with hockey sticks to beat up left
I mean,
students?
we have no violence in our school, of course.
Okay.
But I mean, I think I agree with you with just allowing kind of constructive conversation. And I mean, I think that's with any space, right? Even in our schools, when we were teaching 3rd and 4th graders, I mean, this sounds a little silly when I say it, but we'd have this thing called circle time where we'd just
Right.
like let people have that conversation.
Talk.
But that helped with is that they would go home and build that sort of environment for their parents where we
Right.
like just have a conversation,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
sometimes people aren't talking, and that sort of just causes, like you said, just being overly emotional, I guess.
Yeah.
Just be open and
But
talk.
what do you think about just, I get from a theoretical perspective, but what do you think about this like kind of infiltration of political parties into college
This has
politics?
been going on for years.
Yeah, I know, but isn't that, I think, the root cause of this?
Of course it is, but the fact is you're being led.
Yeah.
So it has to come from the individual. It's the same thing as the way men treat women.
Right.
And the molestation and all that. You're being
Right.
led by others, by peers, by things around you, by testosterone which you can't control, by stupidity.
Right.
The whole idea is that deep down you have to figure out as a human being in the family when you're young what is right and wrong. It's not difficult.
It's not.
You should be taking a stick and beating somebody up
That
just
is-
because they believe
I
that.
think that falls on the wrong side of the equation.
I think it's pretty simple, yeah. And these are students. Shouldn't they know
Right.
better?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but you're right. It's political parties are not helping with their push agenda thing.
Yeah, no, I just find it kind of weird, right? I mean, like the fact that student issues are not the same issues that political parties typically need to deal
Yeah.
with, right? I mean, like student issues and student politics should be driven
The
by
line
student
between
issues.
jingoism in India
Yeah.
and patriotism is getting very diluted
I
now.
don't think there is a line.
There is no line, and that's scary. You can't just stand up every time, play the anthem 18 times. We're not understanding what the idea of nationalism in a sense is.
Right.
It's not about just parading people all the time and having this. If you like, what's the word? Tokenism, as you said.
Yeah,
It's a
of
sort of
course.
tokenism which is unnecessary.
Yeah, I agree.
Antara has gone to sleep.
No, I'm here listening.
Next
Okay,
one.
all right. Next question. This is from. We don't have a name. Okay. In Rang De Basanti, Cyrus Sahukar can be seen. Why do we keep getting Cyrus Sahukar questions, man? Seriously, it's like every third
what's the
episode we
question?
get a Cyrus Sahukar question.
I don't know. I tried to get rid of him since 1999. Huh.
In Rang De Basanti, Cyrus Sahukar can be seen asking people for money and cigarettes.
Yeah.
Do you think they wrote the real Sahukar based on the real Sahukar?
Yeah, that is exactly. Whoever wrote this is from MTV. Saukar, who I love dearly, as long as he's not sweating and is 20 feet away from me, has traditionally until today
Right.
robbed everybody on the set. The poorest spot boy. He's the opposite of Robin Hood. He basically takes the poorest spot boy and says, "Boss, cigarette hai." And the poor guy saved his money for his 2 cigarettes for the day and he loses both. He also would do this thing where he'd come in with a rickshaw and then say, "I'm short of $40. We have to get on with the shoes. Somebody has to pay." So typical Indian. Well done, Saukar. God bless you. Maybe ABVP from what I gather.
All right, cool. That's all we got.
Okay, Antara,
Yes.
it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so
We'll see you
much.
dancing soon. Amit, are
Thank
you going to
you.
join?
You must.
Okay, sure.
Everyone must join.
Of course.
Can
Why
we,
not?
even though he's affluent, can we get the deal here?
For the professional program.
Yeah.
Come audition for us.
This does
What
not
does that
sound
mean?
good.
You'll see when you come for the audition.
I can't leave him alone in a room with 20 women.
No one's alone. It's a group thing. So
Oh my
you'll be
God,
fine.
Amit, he's rushing. He's rushing.
Thank you.
Okay, catch us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Beyond Pod, any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you, we need you. If you have any questions, write to us online and you can mail us as well. We will answer. We have a doctor in the house called May.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Hey man, just help me out, man. I need some podcast, man. I haven't had a fix in a week. Just need some.
Don't you worry about it. I got podcast galore for you, man. Just go to ivmpodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna check it out.